No green screen for me today. I'm here in an Airbnb in Perth, but this decor is perfect because today I'm going to be roasting millennials, the quirky hipsters who wanted to change the world when all they did was make HR more annoying. Always doing a thing, but it was never growing up. Sex positive in their 20s, now child negative in their 30s. The millennial pause at the start of their TikToks is longer than the time left on their biological clock, and even if they wanted kids, the skinny jeans they wore in the 2000s were so horrifically tight they've caused an irreversible sperm genocide. Millennials are a lot like Britney Spears, once at the forefront of culture, and now we see their social media posts and just cringe. They took everything their boomer parents did, arts, culture, activism, and made it completely embarrassing. They're the Chet Hanks of culture. Millennials took the greed is good narcissism of Gen X and turned it into the geek is good covert narcissism of the early 2010s. Vice morphed from edgy hot or not lists in the early 2000s to the definitive list of problematic things you can peg your boyfriend with. Now I know what you're thinking, I was born in 1994, so technically I am a millennial, although I identify more with Gen Z. I remember being 18 in 2012. All the hipsterism, quirkiness, and corporate social justice made me feel like I was in a cultural concentration camp. And considering millennials made being a lefty so lame that Gen Z men have literally rebelled by becoming fascists, I probably will be in a concentration camp soon. And I'd still rather that than having to endure the pain of watching another Aziz Ansari special. See, Gen X comedy aged to be offensive, whereas millennial comedy just aged to be unfunny. X's were frat bros doing blackface, and millennials were theater nerds doing coolface. Virgins in high school that made who they slept with a major part of their identity. One of the cringiest subspecies of millennial was the hipster. They craved authenticity but lived deeply inauthentic lives. They dressed like lumberjacks, but their hands were so soft they'd get calloused every time they grabbed their favorite stick of organic vegan butter. They used knowledge of esoteric culture as a form of social dominance, which eventually morphed into knowledge of social justice terms. It went from, I can't believe you don't know this band, to, I can't believe you don't know my pronouns. The major war millennials started was the arms race of victimhood, which half of Gen Z has taken to extreme levels, and the other half has rebelled against by becoming the slurs millennials used to describe the comedians they didn't like. Literal Nazis. Pretending to be a victim for so long that they actually created an abuser. Millennials took youth culture from the emo fringe to the political fringe. They combined the cultural liberalism of their dad with the economic liberalism of their corporate stepdad. Left millennial culture became so absorbed by the corporate world that it no longer felt radical when all of your social positions are held by the major banks. ANZ will approve of you eating ass, but they won't approve you for a home loan. To this day, the biggest market for kids' toys is adults. You can build a house out of Lego, you just can't own a real one. Millennials created a culture where it was impossible to fail, especially tests for ADHD and autism. Look, I don't even know what's worse. Escaping the pain of modern existence by developing an oxy addiction, or escaping the pain of modern existence by becoming a Disney adult. Either way, there's a 40-year-old sleeping beauty in a share house or on a street corner. Millennials also turned swear words you yell at your spouse into something you embroidered onto cushions and self-help books. They loved safe edginess, pretend transgressions, the subtle art of not giving a fuckity fuck, and how to be a super fucking awesome boss bitch. Millennial culture is basically individualism and acceptance on steroids, ironically something millennial men could benefit from. Gen Z have realized that being quirky and weird doesn't mean you're a misunderstood creative. It just means you're annoying. After being so bad at adulting for so long, millennials' biggest inspirations are now a guy who says, clean your room, and another guy who says, get sleep and sunlight. Millennial enlightenment, rediscovering things their mothers told them when they were 6. Queering the gender binary in the 2010s to create a political gender binary in the 2020s. Thanks, millennials. Now Gen Z is divided between those who watch Drag Race and those who want an actual race war. Forever etched in history as the cringy, quirky hipsters who gave way to an army of incel sons and thought daughters. Millennials, the generation that decided to build a blog about fur babies instead of building an actual family. Thanks for watching, guys. I've got one more week of shows here in Perth, then I've got Melbourne coming up, Sydney, Auckland. Watch my latest short film, watch my latest stand-up special, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that, and I'll see you next time.